Reminded me of my own grandfather, to be honest with you. He, like, to the day he died, he always was like wearing like a really sharp suit and was kind of just yelling at his grandkids. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I based my character on. Hey.
Hi, Gil. When you come back, when Henry comes back, you get a chance to go back in time. Do you want to and explain to John why you disappeared? Do you want to go back to a younger John that we don't know, the young, handsome, slightly naive John Winchester, played by Matt Cohen, or the
slightly naive,
or the older,
you're being kind.
The older, not so nice John Winchester, played by Morgan?
You know, gosh, I would love to get to do scenes with either of those guys because they're both great. And if I had to pick from the two, I'd probably want to do some sort of thing with Jeffrey, just because I don't know, the difference between Jeff and I, like, when I found out I was his dad, I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, this is perfect casting, let's be honest. I met him in Vegas 2 weeks ago, couldn't have been nicer. Didn't know what to expect we all didn't really know what to expect from him. And he was like, he could not have been nicer. Like, he was so cool to meet, and he was really excited to be a part of it finally. And he was really, really blown away by it all. And so hopefully he gets to come back, his schedule permitting, because the guy works like nobody's business. But yeah, it would be fun to get to work with either of those guys, but I think to maybe do some sort of scene with the older John would be pretty cool. As long as he doesn't kick my ass. Hey.
Hi, my name's Abby.
Hey, Abby.
So I was wondering, in a show like Supernatural, when it is such a high-paced, fast show, or like Once Upon a Time, how much depth? How much depth do you try to go into with your character, and what do they give you, and what do you have to infer as an actor?
That compared to Once Upon a Time? Or really any other job I've had? You know, in TV, usually there's not much time to do anything. I mean, like, you'll have an audition on a Wednesday or Thursday, and, you know, in this case, I think I was flying up to Vancouver like the following Monday, maybe, or even like the following Saturday in some cases. So I'll say this, like, Supernatural is really special, and I've said this before, I can't say it enough, like, it was important to them that we got it right. It was important to them, it was important to the director, Serge Leducer, that he helped me get it right. Because I was coming into this thing not really having an idea of what it was I was taking on, really. The magnitude of it all, and this storyline, the importance of you know, Henry to the Winchester lineage and everything that happened. So Serge took the time, like I think 2 days before we started shooting, I met him for coffee at a little coffee place in Vancouver, and we talked for, you know, at least a couple hours, and I mean, and he had, you know, notes upon notes, and, you know, we had the script out, and we're really going through it, like, you know, scene by scene and talking about it, and that doesn't, I don't think that's ever happened on a TV show for me, you know, and granted it was a bigger part too, especially in that first episode, you know, but they really took the time, and it meant so much to me, because that's when I kind of started to realize, wow, this is really, really important, and I really did want to get it right. And you know, and Once Upon a Time, great experience. I would love to go back on that show as well. That show, the cast is so big, you know, and I had a lot of fun, but it felt more of like it felt more like a job, I guess, if that makes sense. You know, like I went up, I did my thing. Thank you. I hope they liked it. You know, I mean, I think the director, like, I mean, I don't even remember his name. You know what I mean? Like, that's, and nothing against him. He was a fine director, but I don't even remember his name because we didn't have any sort of, like, really that much interaction. So, and that happens sometimes on TV shows, because there's really about, like, you know, getting the shots and moving fast, and, you know, producers in the studio or whoever breathing down their neck. And I mean, I was working on a TV show one time, and I'm sitting there like, and I'm trying, this is like early on in my career, and I'm trying to like really like do a good job in this scene, and the director, this is big fat guy, just this long, he looked like Santa Claus, just this long beard and this long hair, and he was a screamer. I mean, he was screaming at everybody on the set, and in between takes, He's like, come on, people, this is just the shit in between the commercials. And I'm like, a young actor, like, oh, that's nice. Great. Let's roll it. You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes you get that sort of thing in TV, unfortunately. But Supernatural's different. It's different. And I think that's a reason that one of the reasons it's gone as long as it has, and it's stronger now than it has ever been, from what I understand. You know? So, and obviously that has a tremendous amount to do with you guys and social media and everything, these conventions and all that. But it's kind of unheard of for a show to have the highest ratings it's ever had, going into its 8th and 9th seasons, you know, and then I assume it's just even better now. I don't. Is that what it is? Well, you're all right. I mean, I did come on in season 8. That's probably where they got a big spike. That one episode I did, it's like, it is a good-looking cast, you know. Jared's all right. If you're into that sort of thing. Jensen, don't look into his eyes for too long. Yeah, they're both good-looking guys, and the surrounding supporting cast is not bad either, I guess. But they're from Texas. I'm from Texas. That's how we breed them down there. Sounded really redneck. What was that? You did not. Just kidding. Krista. Security. Just kidding. Hey. It's all right. Take your time.
I just wanted to know, what would Henry think of the fact that he has a third grandson who is still in hell?
A third grandson that's what?
Still in hell.
Yeah, Adam, right? See, I actually learned that at about my 3rd convention, that I actually had another grandson. I had no idea. Somebody started asking me something about Adam. I was like, who are you talking about? Wow, you know, I think in the fact that he's in hell, does he deserve to be there? No? Somebody said yes. Somebody hates Adam. Yeah, I think, you know, Henry's, at this point, he's still trying to wrap his head around the 2 that he's met and the poor decisions they've made in their life. You know, so to realize that he's got a 3rd one in hell, you know, I guess he'd probably try to get him out of there at some point. But first things first, just let him cook for a little longer and let's deal with Sam and Dean first, huh? Hey.
Hi, I'm Destiny. So when you didn't get the part for Sam, did you ever think you were going to get, after the 8 years, did you ever think you were ever going to get a part, and what was your reaction?
Did I think I was going to get the part?
No. Did you ever think you were not going to get another part? Or, like,
On Supernatural? Or any show?
any show. What was your reaction when you did get the part for Henry? And what was your reaction when you did get the part for Henry?
When I did get the part for Henry, my reaction was very, very excited. I remember driving away from the audition and calling my manager, which I often do after auditions, because he likes to know what's going on. And I was like, you know, they were cool, and I felt good about it. I don't know. You know, sometimes you just know either way. You know, sometimes I'm like, my instincts are pretty good. I'm like, I think I might get this. Or I'm like, no, that's definitely not going further. But with this one, I really didn't know. I was like, I felt good about it. I don't know why. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not. And so he was like, let me call him. I'll get back to you. So he called me back like an hour later. And he was like, I think you're into it, man. I think they really like you. So they've got to go through whatever approval process they have to go through, the studio and the network and all that. But I think it was like later that day or the next morning when I got the final word, and I was excited. I was very, very excited. At the time, mainly because I've been like really itching to go back to Vancouver to work on something, because it had been since I did the Lost in Space pilot. That was the last time I'd been to Vancouver for work. because there used to be a bunch of stuff shooting up there, and then it kind of died down for a little bit, and then it started to come back, and so I was just really excited to get the heck out of LA for a couple weeks, you know, and that was actually really fun because we shot that episode as time goes by over the Canadian Thanksgiving. I think it was Canadian Thanksgiving. So yeah, so we shot like 4 days, and then we had a break, and so I flew back home, and then flew back up like a week later to shoot the last 4 days. So it was kind of cool to get to like space it out like that. It gave me a little more time, you know. I could just, because it was the type of role that I literally took it like a day at a time, like a scene at a time. You know, because there was a lot of really great dialogue, and I wanted to like, you know, be like word perfect and really do my best to honor the dialogue. So it was fun. So I got to do like 2 trips to Vancouver just for that one episode, which was really cool. Thanks. Hey.
Hey. So I was lucky enough to be in DC when you first serenaded all of us with your beautiful singing voice. So any more plans for singing for you?
I hope so, yeah, I hope so. We'll see. I think so. You know, I grew up singing, and it's something that I got frustrated or discouraged or whatever it is, you know, like I just kind of started just doing the acting thing because, I don't know, I was having a little bit of success at that, and being in LA, it's easy to just kind of fall into doing that sort of thing, and again, like had no idea that doing an episode or 2 of Supernatural was gonna kind of reawaken that part of me and that part of my life. So it just gave me a stage again. It gave me a microphone, and I needed that, you know. And I needed you guys, to like, you know, to encourage me, and it's just been a really